Mark Sandy, a career official at the Office of Management and Budget, which ordered the hold on security assistance to Ukraine, told congressional investigators that a person in the office's legal division quit in part over issues with the hold. Let's get more on all of that from our Yasmine El-Sabawi, who joins us in the studio. Yasmine, wow, what more do we know?
So I can now tell you that it was, in fact, 2 officials from the Office of Management and Budget that resigned over this Ukraine hold. This is coming from documents released today. House Democrats put out the testimonies from the closed-door depositions in October of 2 officials, a State Department official and an OMB official, Mark Sandy. And he says in his testimony that these 2 officials resigned because there seemed to be chaos and confusion at the OMB over why suddenly aid to Ukraine, almost $400 million that had been approved by Congress, were suddenly put on hold. And without the right explanation, they were suspicious, essentially, and it led to a couple of resignations. And this is really all starting to unravel because you may remember last week during those televised hearings that House Democrats held, a Pentagon official, Laura Cooper, said that during the summer, the Ukrainian embassy was calling her office and saying, "What's the holdup? Where's this aid that's been approved to go to Ukraine?" Now, why is this important? Because Republicans' whole defense, and the White House defense in this, has been that Ukraine didn't even know that the aid was on hold when it was temporarily on hold throughout the summer. Even during that phone call between President Trump and President Volodymyr Zelensky, at the time, Republicans say Ukrainian officials were not aware there was a hold, and so there was no pressure felt from the White House for them to act on those investigations against the Bidens. So these new revelations now really fly in the face of what Republicans have been saying in all this.
As you mentioned, the public hearings in the impeachment inquiry wrapped up, and that was around 2 weeks of testimony that we heard. What happens now in the impeachment process?
So normally this is a very quiet week in Washington with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. But what the Intelligence Committee will be doing this week and next is putting together their final report based on what we heard from the witness testimonies. That then will go to the Judiciary Committee. The Judiciary Committee is the body that puts together the articles of impeachment. Republicans did this before Bill Clinton's impeachment as well when they were in control of the House. And they've now scheduled their first public hearing on December the 4th. We don't know yet who they're going to call up, but we do know they're going to be legal experts. And what they're going to talk about is, what it constitutes an impeachable offense, and B, how will the impeachment process play out? Now, the Judiciary Committee has also given the president and his legal team the option to show up at these hearings, and the committee has given the president a deadline of December 1st to appear. And they've also said that they hope the president doesn't prevent his other officials in his administration from appearing, because otherwise the Judiciary Committee is going to have to take what they call, quote, appropriate remedies, and may then put in an article of impeachment to be obstruction of justice by the president.
Interesting. All right, Yasmine El-Sabawi, appreciate you breaking that down for us. Thank you.